Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Diamonds and Dragonflies. It is Tuesday morning. The sun is shining. It is quite chilly outside, however. The temperature has decided that it wants to dip back down into the 30s and the 20s. Hopefully, that's not going to stick. But welcome to this week's WIP and Chat. If you are new here, WIP stands for Work in Progress, and I'm going to be working on my diamond painting, Midnight Owl. Here, I can show you a picture. Isn't he so cute? He's so adorable. I am using an enhancement pack, that's what this sheet is, from DP with Sparklers, Diamond Painting with Sparklers. They do something absolutely incredible where the owner, Tima, and her good friend Cheryl sit down with kits that they purchase, and they come up with enhancement ideas and put them together to further bling out these kits. And they do it from a variety of different shops. Yes, Diamond Art Club is the number one shop that they do the most from, but they do some from other licensed diamond painting companies like Dreamer Designs, Bella Art Designs, and my mind just totally went blank. Craftably, they did some for Craftably when they were still in business. Unfortunately, we've all heard pretty much that Craftably, unfortunately, is closing its doors, which is very sad. I hate to see a small business go under, especially one that had quality products. But, you know, things happen. And we wish Michael and his wife the best of luck in the future with whatever they decide to do. If you are a returning fan or subscriber, thank you for your continued support and loyalty. I really appreciate it. I wish there was a better way that I could express how much I appreciate and love you guys and the support that you give me and how you have all encouraged me to keep going despite my mental health and physical health challenges. Yes, I am back in a full ace bandage wrap again. I had a pretty good run there for a little while, about a week, 10 days, where the special thumb brace stabilizer that I had bought had been doing the trick, and I started out the day good yesterday, and this was the result by the end of the day. I have severe nerve pain going up to my elbow. The forearm is better today. There's not as much throbbing at the moment, but my wrist and my hand, top, bottom, thumb, all the fingers are really, really hurting. So we've got some pain meds on board, and the morning hours tend to be the best. So we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it, and we're gonna try to get some diamond painting in this morning. So what I am using today, I am using my Enablers Outpost year pen of the year. That's the word I'm looking for, from Cocoon Blanks. It's their blank that Edward and Elizabeth turned. And I have an 8-placer and a single-placer stainless steel from Diamond Art Club. I'm using my rose gold bubble trinket tray from Bella Art de Nicole. In my multi-placer, I'm using Easter Flowers, a new scent of putty that I got from Creations Morin recently. And I'm using my Not Your Mama's Mud. I've had this about six months, and as you can see, I still have plenty of it left. That's going in my single placer. My cover minders, I have this cute little bird that I purchased from Galloway's Gallery. And then she always includes a little freebie, and I got this cute little blue jay as a freebie. So he's hanging out here with me too. Let me go and get my section opened up here and get my light pad on so I can seize. And I also will be possibly using, it depends on where I get to, this tray from Dynamite diamond painting trays. I don't have the stopper in it. It's still in the box over there. But I am kitted up into trays, but my bubbles and my quad cubes are not, so I need to use that to put those in. So let me pick a color here. Let's go with symbol C. And as you can see, this is what I've done. I use my 3 divider trays from Bella Art de Nicole in a variety of ways. I can put the dividers in to put 3 colors in here, but when I'm in need of a tray that's bigger than my large trays, but smaller than my max trays, I turn to my 3 divider trays and I just take out the dividers and I just use it as a big tray. So I was using this last night, so this putty should be okay. So let's see. Oh yeah, we're still sticking fast. But I will be left-handing it today, so it will be a little more slow going than I typically diamond paint. So how are all of you doing? I hope that this Tuesday morning, or I guess this is going to go up on Wednesday, so I hope your Wednesday, if you are watching it on the day it comes out, is going well for you. If not, I hope that things pick up by the end of the week so that you have a nice weekend. Not a whole lot has been happening. As most of you know, if you are a returning subscriber or fan, and if you haven't subscribed, but you've watched multiple of my videos, it is free to subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you subscribe. I've got a goal to reach 500 subscribers by June 1st. I did not look this morning before I recorded, but yesterday I was at 339, so 160 away. So I would love if we could try and get that number down and hit that 500. That would be amazing. It's getting better. Last Saturday, a week ago Saturday, so not 4 days ago, but 11 days ago, I guess, we lost Athena. She lost her battle with the autoimmune disease. She was getting to the point where it was very difficult for her to walk, and the medication and treatment was not working. We thought we had gotten to it soon enough, and it doesn't appear that that was the case. So we had made the decision to put her down and end her suffering. And she had other ideas. So just a few moments after we pulled away from the house that morning, she passed away on her own in the car. So I still can't really talk about it. It's been very sad. And things in our house have been very different. We still have Atlas and Rhea. For those of you that are new, Atlas is my 5-year-old Old English Bulldog with 1/8 Beagle in him. And Rhea is my pandemic rescue. She's the first dog that I've ever rescued from a rescue, that I adopted from a rescue, I guess that's what I should say. We've always gotten our puppies, our dogs at 8 weeks old from a breeder, except for our Roddy that we had. She passed away in 2019. We got her at four months, but she belonged to a relative. So we had we knew her and we didn't get her from a shelter. But Athena was 7.5. And she was the matriarch in the house now. Rhea is 4, approximately. We're approximating her age. She was, according to the vet, they thought she was about 6 months old when we got her. The rescue had said she was a year old, but our vet said, based on her teeth, she was more like 6 months old, because I guess just like humans, dogs get, there are certain molars at certain ages, and she did not have her 1-year-old molars yet. And whereas, yes, some dogs can get them sooner than others, just like kids can get them sooner than others, they weren't even appearing like they were close to erupting through her gum. So they estimated her at more like 6 months old. So she is a Black Lab American Staffordshire German Shepherd. So she's a mutt. She was a stray that was found on the streets of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And it did not appear as though she had ever had a home or lived in a house. It took her a little while to settle in, but she did. And now she's a spoiled, rotten little baby who loves to wear clothes, which I think is hilarious considering she was a stray, and so she never, it's not like she ever had sweaters on or whatnot, but she loves to wear dresses and sweaters, and she's my little princess. We've been spending extra time with her and her brother, with her and Atlas. A couple of nights last week, and this weekend, we took them to, okay, apparently I have a string here. Let me cut that off since it's sticking fast to my canvas. Let me see if I can do this. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. Can I do it this direction? I am really bad at trying to use scissors. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. All right, let me just try and wrap it around and stick it underneath. We've been taking them to DQ, and then we took them to Starbucks the one day and got them some pup cups. We actually went last night and took them for pup cups, and they love it. Rhea loves to go for rides in the car. Atlas loves to go for rides in the car. Athena did not like being in the car. It made her very nervous. She would massively stress out being in the car. So we've been trying to spend a lot of really quality time with them. They seem to be doing okay. The first few days were a little rough. Rhea kept going in and curling up in the bathroom on the bath rug that Athena used to lay on. The bathroom was kind of like her spot, even before she got sick. Athena has never been, she was never a cubby dog. Now, when her brother was still around, she would get into the cubby with Titan. But she was not a dog that would just go and lay in the cubby to relax or chill out. Whereas Atlas and Rhea both love to go and just lay in their crates. Door open, just chilling out. No big deal. But so the bathroom kind of became a supersized cubby or crate. We call them cubbies. For her. And the first few days after we lost Athena, Rhea, we would find her. We wouldn't be able to find her in the house. We'd be calling her. She wasn't coming. And then we would finally find her in the bathroom, laying on the bath mat in front of the toilet, which is where Athena would sit and lay down. And it was really upsetting because it was obvious that she was missing her sister and wondering where Athena was. The first couple of days after, Atlas went wandering from room to room, trying to find her. And then he would sit by the front door and cry. He would start to whine because he wanted to go find his sister. So that was hard. My husband is doing better. He ended up calling out of work Wednesday and Thursday last week. He was just too depressed, too sad, and he couldn't deal with having to deal with people. And that was really hard for me. That was very hard for me to see him like that. But he's doing better now. I've pretty much just been diamond painting. I haven't really done a whole lot. I did a lot of filming Saturday, Sunday, and Monday in the morning. So as you can see, because there's been lots of videos going up pretty much every day again, I don't know that that's going to stick around. We'll have to see. Not sure that, I've got it in me to always be putting up a video every day. But since I went for a while without doing anything, I do have an unboxing of some kits that I got in the mail yesterday. So I have those to do, and I'll need to film another update on my March event. You're kind of getting a little preview with the owl here, but I'm hoping to even have more of her done. But I do need to do some more on my other two. So work on those. So a friend of mine, last week, she decided to clean up her craft room. And she would call me, or I would call her, and we would chat on the phone while she was cleaning her art room, which I loved. And Laureen, if you are listening, which I know you will be at some point, I almost feel like it's pointless for her to listen to my WIP chats or my videos because she pretty much knows all the information that I'm going to say. But she inspired me, and she's so like me because I am so like that. Like if I'm doing something, I like talking to somebody while I'm doing it. It kind of like makes the time go by faster, and it keeps me company, and I feel more like it gives me kind of more motivation and more strength to keep it on, so to speak. So I love that we did that. But she inspired me to clean my own art room. It had gotten quite crowded and junky in here, and I had gotten behind on putting my kits into Gems Flow, and to make sure that I don't miss any, I leave my kits sitting out and about and don't put them away in the closet until I put them into Gems Flow. That way I know that I've recorded them all. That's kind of like my check system. And if you are new or unfamiliar, hold on, I need to grab a drink. Oh, shout out to Jenny Rose Designs. This is my tumbler from her. It's a white ice dragon. So it is beautiful. It is a stainless steel tumbler, which is all I drink out of now. And funny little story. Some of you might have heard this before, but I'm going to share it again anyway. So back when, and then I'll get back to Jeb's Flow. So back when Drills and Chills happened, that was my first event ever. And she had done these 2 adorable little gnome tumblers for the event that she was selling for Drills and Chills. Well, I wanted to get all the things, all the things that represented the event. So, I wanted the Drills and Chills tray. I wanted the Drills and Chills tumbler. Anything that said Drills and Chills on it, I wanted it. So I bought the tumblers, and I guess I didn't pay attention. I was just like, oh my God, I need to get these. And I didn't realize that they were stainless steel. Well, I have always been yuck. I don't like stainless steel on my lips. I don't like drinking out of stainless steel. I don't like the metallic, taste, whatever, not doing it. And so the tumblers came in, and I was like, all right, well, I'll give it a chance. I'll give it a shot. Because I also had purchased, because I was a Tervis girl, but I liked using the straws with my Tervises. So I had bought the extra plastic straws for my Tervis. So I'm like, well, it'll fit. So if I don't like the metal straw, then I can always switch to the plastic straw. Well, I don't know if it's just that things have changed for me, but I love it. I have no issue with it. I use the stainless steel straws that come with it. I don't know if it's the material that it's actually made out of is different, but I do not get that metallic taste. I was impressed with my Tervises that they would keep my ice good for so long. At least 6 to 8 hours, depending on how warm it is in the house. 6 to 8 hours. I'll go to bed at night with ice in my tumbler, and I wake up in the morning and I still have ice in my tumbler. That is impressive. So I absolutely love them. She has a variety of designs. She also offers customs. She will do custom designs for you. So I have just been really, really, really impressed and love her selections. So go check her out. I also do have some tumblers from Butterfly Kisses Customs. So I highly recommend her as well. She uses pretty much the same, I don't know if it's the same manufacturer or not, but same end result. So she's got some great designs too. So they are both on Etsy. So Butterfly Kisses Custom and Jenny Rose Design. And it's Jeni Rose Design. Jenny Rose also has a Facebook group. So you can look her up on Facebook as well. Okay, so back to Gems Flow. So Gems Flow is an app. I don't know whether or not you can get it for Android. I have an iPhone, so all I know is that you can get it for iPhone. I don't know whether or not there is an Android version or not. I would assume probably there is, but I don't know that for certain, so you'd have to go look. But it is a great little app where you can put a picture of each of your kits. You can list where you bought it, how much it cost, what the size is it square, is it round? You can even mark, you can put them in when you buy them before they even come. There's a slot where you can, there's a drop down, and the choices are haven't received, not started, completed. And then with the completed, there's completed kept, completed sold. it seems to me there's another completed, but I can't think of what that would be. Completed donated or something. I don't know. Okay, we're done that color. But it's a great handy dandy little app. It lets you know, if you want to know, how many things are in your stash. Some people don't want to know. Some people do. I'll be honest with you. I had downloaded it and I was like, oh my God, this is too much work for me to go back and put in all of my kits, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'm not doing this. But then I decided to join the year-long event of the DP Stash Down, and I needed to know. So I took the time to sit down and put it all in. I'm very glad I did. I was a little surprised at how many kits I ended up having, but I think from finding out how many I had, it has encouraged me to be more picky about the kits I'm selecting and the kits that I am purchasing. So I have not bought nearly as many kits in these first 3 months of diamond painting for 2024 as I had in, say, the first 3 months of last year. So that is a big plus. I can honestly say that my stash is lower today than it was on January 1st. And I have bought kits, but I destashed a bunch of stuff. I actually threw out a couple of, well, not a couple, that implies 2. I threw out more than 2. I did throw out a bunch of canvases from an unlicensed company that I had started and had no interest in finishing anymore. Part of that being the drill quality, and the fact that I was feeling guilty about having these kits that were unlicensed, and I didn't know when I bought them, so I did not know about licensing and all of that. I had been one of those naive people that just assumed that any shop that I bought for was going to have had permission to do that artwork. It never dawned on me that companies that were advertising and that sold stuff were selling stolen pieces of art, that they were not compensating the artist or didn't have their permission to, do it. So that never crossed my mind. And it's a personal choice. I don't judge anyone. I have my beliefs, and my beliefs are very strong in regards to it. I do not support, to the best of my knowledge and or ability, unlicensed artwork anymore. I don't buy kits from Amazon unless they are from the Diamond Art Club Amazon storefront, because I know those are licensed. I don't buy canvases from Temu unless it's a partial, and I still don't do it until I take the artwork. I do a reverse Google image search, and this is something that you can do as well. I go and I take the, I'll take a picture, a snip of the image that Temu has up on their site, and I will put it into Google Images and hit search and see what comes up, and see if it comes up under an artist. And most of the time I find they're either stock photos, they're public domain images. I won't find them at all, so nothing will come up, or it'll come up that it's complete AI art, and I don't worry about that then when it's just pure AI art. But I only buy partials that way. I do buy from Temu and Amazon special projects like coasters, notebooks, bookmarks, those kinds of things, because those images are not, I'm not stealing someone's artwork. They are just stock photos and public domain images and that kind of thing. So I don't worry about licensing for those types of items. So yeah. So, but everyone has to do what everyone has to do for themselves. And I'm not going to judge someone because they buy stuff that is unlicensed. I don't agree with it. I don't approve of it, so to speak, but I'm not going to judge the person for doing it. That's their call. That's their business. They're the ones that have to live with the decisions they make, just like I have to live with the decisions I make, regarding different things. So it's to each their own, and I'm not going to feel, I don't want anybody to ever feel like, because I talk about licensing, that I'm like, oh, well, I don't like you and I don't want anything to do with you because you buy unlicensed artwork. No, not the case. Never, never, never would I ever act that way, say that, or do that. You do what works for you. I don't believe that anyone else should be telling you what you should be doing. I do believe that you should be informed so that you are making an informed decision. And I say that because for 2 years, I was uninformed. I didn't know. And it is something that is important to me. I have friends who are artists, and I wasn't looking at it from their perspective. And when I did, and I took the time to understand from their perspective, then I was like, you know what? This is not something that I want to support. I don't want to support unlicensed artwork. And I will tell you the number one reason. It has nothing to do with compensation. Now, let me clarify that. Do I think that the artist should be compensated? Yes. But my reasoning for not buying unlicensed artwork has nothing to do with compensation. For me, it has to do with my daughter, Emily, used to draw and paint all the time. And she drew and painted the most amazing pictures. And her real good friend, childhood friend, who they are still friends to this day, is an actual artist. She went to Mass Art in Boston to college, and she does a lot of animation, and she draws and paints beautifully. And Emily, my daughter, pointed out to me when I started talking to her about when I found out about, licensing. And she had actually asked me before, Mom, do they really have the permission of all of these artists to do these paintings? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I guess so. I would assume so. How could they be selling them? And she's like, okay. She said, I just wouldn't want them to be using stolen artwork. And an artist puts their blood, sweat, and tears into their artwork. They pour their heart and soul into it. It becomes, now I'm throwing things on the floor, people. At least I haven't knocked on wood. Please, everybody start knocking on wood. I have not spilled any drills yet today. 3 times yesterday. 3 times I spilled drills yesterday. Great. Now I can't remember where I was working and why I needed my tweezers. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, they pour their blood, oh, there it is. They pour their blood, sweat, and tears into their artwork. It is part of them. Those images came from their mind, were their idea. They slaved over it. Sorry, I got a piece of something that's stuck and I can't manipulate. This is not. Ugh. Oh, come on. Almost have it. I'm trying not to push too hard with this hand because it hurts. There we go. Got it. Okay. Crisis averted. I hadn't thought about it that way. Art is something that is very personal. If you want to understand how art is very personal, on Monday nights for the rest of this month, so we have, oh wow, only one Monday left. Okay. Next Monday, go and watch at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Mysteria Diamonds has their live. And you should go and check it out because their live is for the Draw with Spangler event. And Randall Spangler himself appears and he is part of the lives during the events. He is part of the lives. He is actually drawing a painting and working on a painting while during the live. He is working on, for those of you who collect his artwork and maybe you didn't know about that, please go check it out. There is one Monday left. And then the next Spangler event, I think, is in July. And he'll be back again. And then they do one in November. But he is in the process of designing and doing a new house. And it is a haunted house for his house collection. And yes, he did another haunted house, but that haunted house was kind of a like fun haunted house. Whereas this one is a going to be like a spooky haunted house. Like the haunted house on the hill kind of deal. But you see and you can hear how much of himself he puts into his drawings. How much those draglings mean to him. For those of you who might not know, but you've seen the dragling paintings, that is Randall Spangler. He is the artist that designs and draws all of the Spangler paintings. And he does it all by hand. He does not use digital means in any way, shape, or form to do his drawing. He sketches everything by hand. Then he uses watercolors. And then he does colored pencils on top of the watercolor to do his artwork. Then yes, it is reproduced digitally, but it was not designed digitally. That is what is important. That is what is important to, and why you should be buying licensed artwork. Because otherwise you're stealing a part of their soul, literally. They have put a part of their soul and their being into that artwork, and you're just taking it without permission. The really sad part, too, is the fact that I have known a couple of people who have wanted to have a custom made of artwork that was not being produced by, a company into a diamond painting, and they wanted to do a custom, and they reached out to the artist and asked the artist if they could have their permission. And not only did they give them their permission, but they didn't want anything in return. They said, yes, that would be fine. That would be great. And I have a strong suspicion that probably 90% of the artists out there, if you were to just ask permission, they would say, go for it. That's fine. Thank you for asking. And would find it flattering. But you asked. You asked first. You didn't just take. And that is what is important. That is what is important, is that you ask that permission. And that's what's happened with diamond painting companies that reach out to artists and license their artwork. They have asked permission. And don't think, well, they should just give it then and not get compensated. We're talking hundreds of paintings that are getting produced. They should be compensated for that many of their art being out there. They're not going to just give away, their art to have hundreds, possibly thousands of reproductions made. They're not going to do that. And you wouldn't expect anybody to do that. You wouldn't want that to happen if you were the artist. You would want to be compensated. It's different when you're talking about one time as a custom for one person, as opposed to, oh, well, let's mass produce it and sell it on a website, and I'm going to make 500 of them, and the artist is going to see nothing for that work. That's not cool. But the fact that the artists out there will go and give permission, and I'm not saying that all artists do that, because I don't know. I've never personally reached out and did that and had that happen. But I know people that have. Currently, right now, Katie over at Diamonds and Washi. I don't know if she is finished or not. I know she was getting close. So knowing Katie, she has finished because she's Speedy Gonzalez. But she reached out to an artist to have a piece of fan art from Supernatural, because she's going to the Supernatural convention. And she wanted to do a diamond painting of her. I'm not familiar with the show, so I don't know the characters, and I can't for the life of me remember who the character is or the actor. But she wants to have him autograph it at the convention. So she reached out to the artist and said, hey, I would like to turn this into a diamond painting. Do I have your permission to do so? And the artist said yes, and gave her written permission, because that's the one nice thing I like about Jaded Gem Shop. If you want a custom done and it's not like a personal photograph that you want turned into a diamond painting, but another piece of art, she requires that you get permission from the artist to have it made into a diamond painting. And that is excellent, because I will tell you that not all companies ask for that do customs. And I will give an example of where I was a bad girl, did not know, and I love gnomes, okay? I have a gnome fetish. And I found all of these images. Some of them were from Amazon, but they were all really tiny. They were 12 by 16s or 30 by 40 centimeters. And I knew that they were not big enough to have the quality and the detail. So I took a picture of those pictures, once again, not knowing at the time about licensing, and I sent them to a company. I'm not going to out the company, because I don't want to discourage people from buying from them, because they have since changed a lot of their practices. But at the time, I went, and this was like 2 years ago, I went and sent a picture and said, I would like to have this turned into a diamond painting and do it as a custom. They said, sure, no problem. They took it and they turned it into a diamond painting for me. And yes, they ended up being much bigger. I want to say that most of them were 60 by 70 centimeters is what the recommended size came out for it. And it wasn't until I have mentioned before that I bought my first Diamond Art Club kit in February, end of February 2023. That is when I bought my first DAC. It wasn't until I started shopping and buying from Diamond Art Club and found out about licensing. And then I saw the Christmas Gnome Trio. And my heart sank because here it has an artist. And I cannot think of her name off the top of my head. You know what? Got the handy dandy iPad. Let's look it up. So, let's see. Christmas Gnome. There we go. Christmas Gnome Trio is by Lori Furnell. And this is the painting I'm talking about. I had this done as a custom back in 2021. I got the picture from Amazon. You can still go to Amazon and buy that picture, and it is not licensed. It is still also sold as a 30 by 40. It is not a 30 by 40. Let me see what the size is, because we all know that Diamond Art Club renders things at the best size. It is a 76 by 56. And I think mine was a 60 by 70. So in the ballpark. That is one of the paintings that I threw away this weekend. I was almost finished it. I had stopped working on it, but I was almost finished the painting. And I threw it away. And I purchased now I actually did this a while ago. A while ago, I actually purchased the painting from Diamond Art Club. But I came across the painting in my unfinished stash from a certain company that I had bought all these customs from and that I had been shopping from pretty much exclusively since I started diamond painting. And I threw it away. But I have now purchased the original from Diamond Art Club. I will say the one thing that's kind of sad, though, is that the one I had made as a custom is a square. And, of course, I think all of her paintings thus far that Lori Furnell has done are all round. So that was, I'm not going to lie, that was a bit of a bummer. I would have preferred them in square, but that's okay. But I will do them, even though they are round. But I almost feel like I need to buy 2. That way I've made up for the one that I bought illegally, because then she's gotten commission twice from me since I've bought it twice now. But I'm not made of money, and so I'm not going to do that. I want to purchase more of her paintings that are on Diamond Art Club's site. So I will at some point in time. So, but this company didn't care. Didn't care whatsoever that where the artwork was coming from or, anything else. So I'm guilty, been there, done that. I've chosen to not do it anymore. All right, I'm going to get off my soapbox. I did not intend for this to be a a licensing lecture. So, but now you've heard of some of the evils that I have done. So there you have it. Let's see what else has been going on. Emily went to Michigan this past week. She attended a psychology conference at Michigan State. And so her and the rest of her grad class all went, they drove up from college to the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. She had a lovely time. She loved the campus, said it was flippin' gorgeous. And she really enjoyed the conference and the workshops that she sat in on. She found it very informative. She is bringing out of it a lot of knowledge that she is going to be able to use with her clients that she is treating. And was just, it was very good. It was very, very good. So I was very happy to hear that. So she really enjoyed it and had a good time. She is going hard at the diamond painting, people. Woo! So, Sunday of last week, not 2 days ago, but yeah, I think it was Sunday. Maybe it was, yeah, I think it was Sunday. Anyway, she tells me that she finished all of the paint gems. She'd finished the Disney stickers that she took with her from Craft Buddy. And I had won a mystery bundle of diamond paintings from a waffle that I had participated in. And when I got the bundle, unfortunately, and this is the risk you take, when I got the bundle, there was only one painting out of, I think there were 6. Is there 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, there were 6 paintings in there, and I only liked one of them. So when Emily was home for spring break, the day that she was leaving, she had asked, well, you know what? Let me just tell this story from the start. I think I have mentioned it in a couple of different videos, but bits and pieces, and I'll just give you the complete picture. So I have been diamond painting for 3 years now. I started February of 2021 is when I bought my first diamond painting. Ever since then, I have tried to get Emily to try diamond painting. And she has fought me tooth and nail. Mom, it's not my thing. It's not something I'm interested in. I think it's great that you do it. I love what you do. I think it's beautiful. But I think I'm going to find it boring. And I'm not going to enjoy it. So she would not even try. Well, after asking, for years, and you know what just dawned on me, people? Sorry, just a little side acknowledgement here. You guys all voted on me putting washi, whether we were doing blue or purple, and I told you purple won, and I never put washi on it. And that's why I keep sticking fast. Oh my God, people. I never went back and put the washi on. You know what? Here is the purple. I'm going to put it on right now. At least this section that I'm working on. What? Oh my Lord. Oh, I am so scatterbrained. Here it is. Okay. So anyway, she wouldn't do it. So I gave up. Stopped asking. I went and visited her last June at her apartment, and I brought diamond painting stuff with me. I even tried to get her to diamond paint then. Nope. Still wouldn't do it. Okay, that's fine. I'm done. I'm not going to ask anymore. Well, this past fall, when school restarted, she calls me and she's like, "You're never going to believe this." And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Well, 3 of my friends have started diamond painting." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And she's like, "No." So 3 of her friends had found diamond painting and had started diamond painting, which was amazing. Well, I started my channel. I thought it was September. YouTube tells me it was October 2nd. So whatever. So we'll go with October 2nd. But I had my Instagram I had started before that. Oh, look at this. I'm not sticking fast anymore. Oh my God, I feel like such a dunce. What am I doing? I'm doing the pound sign. Okay, the hashtag. So she goes and says to me, guess what I found out? What? My friend Kelsey and my friend Sam are following you on Instagram. I'm like, "Are you serious?" And she's like, yes. They're following your diamond painting Instagram. Well, then Emily had mentioned in passing one day that I had a YouTube channel. So they went looking for my YouTube channel. So Sam, Kelsey, if you're watching, hi. I don't know if Liz does or not. Liz, hi. Miss Heather says hello. So here she's got her friends. And it was so funny because like Emily called me one day and she's like, "Yeah, I can't remember which friend it was, but one of them had come and said, 'Oh my God, I just saw what your mom's working on and it's amazing.'" And Emily was like, "Really?" You know? So it was very, I don't know, frustrating, I guess, for Emily. I'm not sure what the right adjective would be. But anyway, so she comes home for spring break. Well, of course, I'm very depressed. I'm very down because, you know, Athena was very sick. And that weekend that Emily was here, I was in really rough shape mentally that Saturday and Sunday. I couldn't stop crying. I was staring down the rabbit hole and fighting like hell not to dive headfirst in. And because I was so depressed, Emily offered for us to do some of the Disney stickers. I think she felt, I know for a fact that she did it in the hopes that it would cheer me up and take my mind off of Athena and how sick she was. So she wanted to do the villains. So she ended up diamond painting Jafar, Captain Hook, the Queen of Hearts, and the evil queen from Snow White. And I had finished my 4, and she was only on number 2, which I had done ones that didn't actually have a lot of diamonds on them. I did Woody, Peter Pan, Christopher Robin, and Simba. I will say as an aside, Simba is the first one that I've come across that we've done that I don't think the drill placement was done really well with that one. Simba looks a little funky in real life, or in sticker form. But anyway, so she leaves on Sunday evening, goes to her dad's. Well, Monday, my Craft Buddy order from England finally showed up. It had been in the States since February 18th, had an expected delivery date of the 21st of February, but it did not arrive and come until, let's see, she came home on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So the 4th of March is when it finally showed up and was delivered to me. So I hadn't opened it yet. And she's like, is that the box with the stickers in it? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, can we open it? Okay. So we went and we opened it. And she saw all the stickers and she's like, can we open them and see which ones we got in all the mystery packs? And I said, yeah, I guess we can. Well, I mean, she opened, I had 30 packs that I had bought. So 90 stickers, plus I had bought the sticker album that came with 6. So 96 stickers, okay, to open. So she opened every single one and we pulled out the ones that were duplicates, which I have since sold. I do have a Jafar, a Peter Pan, and a Captain Hook. So if anyone needs any of those, feel free to send me an email. They're $2 plus shipping. So I have those left. So if anyone is looking for those, feel free to message me and we will make that happen. Shipping shouldn't be much because I should be able to just put it in a regular envelope if you only buy one and mail it just for a little more than first class stamp. Probably be like $1 something to send it. But anyway, she went and she looks at me and she's like, would it be okay if I took some of the stickers back to school with me? And she's coming back home for Easter. So she'll be home not this upcoming weekend, but the following weekend. And she's like, I'll bring them back when I come back for Easter. Would that be okay? Yeah, that's fine. She's like, well, I'm going to need some stuff. I'm like, all right, well, let's go up to my art room. I'll send you with stuff. I offered to send her, this was the best part. I offered to send her with the toolkit that came with the sticker album. She took a look at it and she's like, well, are you really going to send me with that crappy stuff? Can't I have like the good stuff? Can't you spare some good stuff for me to take back? And I started laughing and I was like, yes, come on, let's go. So she picked out a pen, which was the same pen that she had used that Sunday to do the stickers that we had done together. So she took that. It was one of my pens, my purple, multiple shades of purple, and they kind of look like crystal pen I had turned from Jim's Handmade Pen Shop. So she took that one. I sent her with a firefly tray. Oh my Lord, a firefly tray. Whoa, words are hard. And she's like, well, can I have like some of the good wax? Sure. So I sent her with some wax. I think I sent her with wax from Sensibly by Design is the wax that no, I sent her with Randa's. I sent her with Randa's regular original wax, not the super sticky, but the regular wax. So I sent her with that. I want to say it was like warm apple pie or something was the scent. Because she loves all things fall. So she was real happy with that. And so she's standing there and she's looking at my paint gems. So which paint gem set are you doing again? Did everyone vote for? I said, the Gothic edition. Oh, can I see it? I said, yeah. I said, because 9 chances out of 10, I'm going to give them to you to frame when I'm done. And she's like, oh, I want to see them. Well, I open the box and start showing it to her. And she looks at me and she's like, can I have it? I said, I told you you can have them when I'm done. She goes, no, can I have it to do them? And she's using the excuse, it'll save you on shipping because you won't have to ship them to me because I will have completed them. And I was just like, that's fine. Sure. I'm like, what am I supposed to tell my Patreons? And she said, well, just tell them that I kidnapped them. I was like, okay, I guess I'll do the Mandala edition. That was the runner-up. So she took the paint gems. Well, then I went and I said to her, I said, oh, well, wait a minute. I said, I have these paintings. Do you want to see if you think Kelsey, Sam, or Liz would like them? And you can take them back with you and see if they want them. They can just have them for free. And she's like, sure. So we went through them and she picked out 3 that she thought, 2 landscapes, and then one was a word saying that said, what the F-U-C-K. And she's like, wow, I wish that wasn't in pink because I would keep it for myself. But she took it. She took that one in the 2 landscapes. So she goes back to school, okay? She drove back on a Tuesday. Thursday, she did not have work. She only works at her off-campus place Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. So Thursday, she doesn't work there. She normally works at the clinic on campus. Well, because it was spring break, the clinic on campus was closed. So she had an entire day off in the middle of the week. She texts me that night and sends me a picture where she completed the entire Gothic edition paint gem set. Whole thing was done. She had taken, I think, 10 stickers with her. Oh, well, she had them done by Wednesday. So she finished those Tuesday after she got back to class. Home, and Wednesday at work, and then in the evening because she didn't have class that night because of it being spring break. So those were all done. And she emails me, or she messages me, and she's like, is it okay? Are you going to get mad if I decide to do one of the kits that I brought back to possibly give my friends? I said, no, I don't care. If you want to do them, that's fine. And she's like, well, what am I going to do for storage to kit up into? And I said, well, should I go onto Amazon and buy some Ziplocs or something? I'm like, no. I said, well, you have the Ziplocs from the paint gems, right? She goes, yeah, they have the leftover drills in them. I said, just dump them. Just dump the drills, throw the drills away, and reuse the baggies. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, that'll work. I said, if worse comes to worse, go to Harbor Freight, because there is a Harbor Freight where she lives. Go to Harbor Freight and buy, a pack or 2 of the storage containers that, I use sometimes when all my trays are kitted up or I want something to be more portable. And she's like, okay. Well, she had enough of the Ziploc bags, so she didn't have to worry about that. So I'm like, okay. So then this weekend, she calls me on Saturday. And I had asked her to call me earlier, and she had forgotten. And she calls me. Well, I was on the phone with Laureen, and I just sent her a text, can I call you back? And she goes, yeah, just never mind. It won't matter. Well, I told Laureen, and she's like, call her back. She's like, and then you can call me back after you're done talking to her. And I was like, okay. So I call her, and it's very loud, it's very noisy, and I can hear her friends in the background. And I'm like, where are you? And she's like, I'm at Hobby Lobby. And I was like, do not tell me that you are buying diamond painting kits, and because you have no money. She goes, well, that's kind of what I'm calling you about. And I'm like, oh God, what? She said, well, I don't want you to get mad. I'm like, I'm not going to get mad. What's the problem, Emily? She said, well, you know how you sent me with the 4-placer multi-placer from Diamond Art Club? I was like, yeah. She says, well, I kind of lost it down the kitchen sink. I started laughing. I was like, what? She said, well, it was all yucky and the wax was all dirty and gross. And so I went to clean it out in the sink with, a scrub brush and water. And I dropped it and it went down the sink. So I'm at Hobby Lobby because I need a new multi-placer. And I said, well, didn't any of them come with multi-placers in the toolbox, in the toolkits? Because I'm pretty sure the Paint Gem one at a minimum did. She goes, yeah, but they're plastic and I don't like them. I said, well, any that you buy in the store are not going to be the same because they're not going to be the Diamond Art Club thin ones. I said, even if you bought a Diamond Art Club pen, it doesn't come with the thin multi-placer. It's going to be the thicker one. So I can't diamond paint with the thicker ones, so I don't know if you're going to be able to or not. And I was also kind of surprised to find out at that moment, because that's when I found out that she was actually multi-placing, which was kind of blowing my mind because it hadn't even been a week that she'd been diamond painting. Okay, that was the dumbfounding part of all of this. So she's like, well, they have a pen and it's a Diamond Art Club pen, but it's a set and it comes with all these metal tips, of different sizes for multi-placing. And she's like, and I understand that you're saying that they're not going to be the thin ones. I get it. She's like, but I only have $7 in my bank account and it's $11.99 for the pen. So I wanted to know if I could put it on one of my credit cards to buy it. I was like, hold on. So I went and I transferred $15 into her bank account because my account is linked to hers. So I put $15 into her bank account so she could buy the pen. And then she's like, I didn't know that you could buy Diamond Art Club kits at Hobby Lobby. I've told her that 20 times, but obviously in one ear, out the other. So she says, they have Starry Night. I said, yes, honey, I'm aware, but it's $30. I was like, yes, I'm aware. And no, you're not buying it. Okay, fine. So she bought it. Well, then she goes and she calls me earlier this week. Mom, I lost an entire thing of drills. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I lost a baggie of the primary color of drills for the landscape that I'm working on. What number is it that you need? She goes, well, I just don't understand where it went because I had them all together. It's fine. What color do you need? I think she said 3837. It's a purple. I'm like, let me see what I have. So I did have some, but not a lot in round. And now if they had been square, I had 2 bags filled. I'm like, I'm assuming that this is not going to be enough. And I took a picture and sent it to her. She's like, no, that's not going to be enough. I'm like, all right, well, we'll have to order replacements from Diamond Painting Drills USA. And she's like, okay, I'm sorry. I'll keep looking. I said, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Well, she didn't know how many she needed. Well, when you buy from Diamond Painting Drills USA, they come in the little train packets, and there's about 200 in each one. Well, I probably had around 400 of the spares that I had that I offered her that she said was nowhere near enough. So I knew that wasn't going to work for her. So I bought 10 packs, which equaled 10,000 or 2,000 drills. So I bought 10 packs and I had them shipped to her. I have to see, I think maybe they were delivered or they're going to be delivered today or whatever. And I'm like, and you should have them in a couple of days. They tend to have really fast turnaround. So yeah. So then she goes and she sends me her list. Well, just so you know, I went to the Paint Gem website and these are the additions that I would like to have. Do you have any of these that I could take? And I said, no, I do not have any of those that you can take when you come home. Well, can I go shopping at Diamond Painting World, which that's what she's calling my art room, is Diamond Painting World. When I come home, yes. She's like, I think I'm going to need a light pad too. All right. I have light pads that you can take. I have some spares. You can pick out which size you want. Because I have an A4, an A3, and 2 A2s. So I'm like, you can pick out what you want. Because I only need the A2. Because that's what I use downstairs if I'm diamond painting in the living room. But yeah, so the child that fought me for 2 years about diamond painting is now addicted. So she has a new addiction, people. So now I have both of my daughters diamond painting. And the really scary part is that my son William actually said how relaxing and enjoyable it was for him to diamond paint the Disney stickers that he did when Sammy was here. So I don't know that William's ever gonna like go gung-ho like Emily is for the time being. But yeah, so I went from none of my family diamond painting to both my girls diamond painting with me and potentially my son doing it on occasion. So yeah, so there's my funny little story for you for this week. So, yeah, so I've created a monster. So she really truly is my mini-me. If you guys are interested and haven't seen it, if you go back in time to my Halloween WIP and chat, Emily is actually on that WIP and chat with me. We did a set of tag questions together to guess how well we knew each other. So she was answering the questions based on what she thought my answer would be, and I was answering based on what I thought she would say. So if you want to be able to hear Emily and I and our banter, go and check that WIP and chat out. So, well, I did just look at the time, and apparently I've been running off at the mouth for an hour and 18 minutes right now. So I'm going to start to wrap things up. So what I have been watching, I've been kind of all over the place. I've been very indecisive about what I was watching. I took a break from CSI because I had been watching CSI, but I am still watching like at least once a week. I'm putting in and streaming CSI. But I started watching, and please don't judge or laugh, Melrose Place, which I watched on primetime when it originally came out. But I'm having a problem with Paramount Plus in my art room. For some reason, it just doesn't want to, like it keeps buffering and it doesn't want to just stream. But I'm not having that problem with any other streaming channels, so I don't know what the dealio is there. So because that was getting frustrating, I was looking for something else, and I started watching Grey's Anatomy again from the beginning. I'm on season 2. This will make the 7th time that I have watched Grey's Anatomy from beginning to end, if I make it all the way through. But yeah, so I'm watching Grey's again. I'm sorry. I love that show. And I'm going to be very sad when it finally goes off the air. And I do think that they said that this season, which is the 20th season, is going to be it. So that makes me very sad because that has been a part of my life for, 20 years. So that is kind of a bummer. But that is what I've been watching. Hubby and I, we watch TV together on Fridays and Saturdays. So we watch Fire Country, which is actually prime time, but we're watching it on Paramount Plus in the living room, on, I guess, replay. We've also been watching Tracker. We were kind of bummed. There was no new episode last week. So we had no Tracker to watch this week. So that was kind of a bummer. But we also found a new show on Apple TV. And for those of you that have an iPhone, if you have an iPhone and you have Verizon, you very well might have your plan might be the Apple One plan. And I knew it gave me Apple Music for free because that's what I use for music streaming. But what I didn't realize is that you get Apple TV for free. So yeah, I didn't realize that that was a thing. So if you have that, you might very well have Apple TV for free. So go check it out because they have a lot of shows, original shows that they have for their streaming. We are watching one of them now. It's called Monarch. And basically it is a TV series that is stemming off of the Godzilla movies and the King Kong. It is freaking amazing. Kurt Russell stars in it. He is the main character. So that is pretty amazing. And it is really good. So if you like that kind of sci-fi fantasy type stuff, check out this show. It's called Monarch on Apple TV. And it is flippin' amazing. I think you will really, really like it. William is coming over this Friday. We are going to order some pizza. And we are going to watch Godzilla. And we might get to Kong Skull Island. We'll have to see. Because I think it's either this weekend or the following weekend. Godzilla times King Kong comes out, where they are actually teaming up together to fight a new enemy. Movie is coming out, and William and I are going to go see that, but we are going to watch all of the precursor shows first. So yeah, and there's 4. So we have 4 movies to watch before we would be caught up to watch this movie. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that is what my Friday night possibly, I don't know if he's spending the night. I need to ask him that. I don't know if he's crashing here Friday night so that we can watch shows late, and or if he's staying for Saturday so that we can watch a show on Saturday too. One of the movies. So I have to check in with him about that. But yeah, so that is what my weekend is looking like. Kirk and I did try out a new local small business restaurant that opened up this past weekend, and it was really good. We got a pretzel stromboli that was made with pretzel dough. It was ham, mozzarella, and mushrooms, and it was really good. We also got some wings. I didn't eat the wings the day of. I ate them reheated. They were okay. Kirk assures me that they were fantastic. We did get some chili cheese fries. They were so probably not going to do that again. So I think we'll pass on the French fries the next time around. But we did enjoy the stromboli. Was really good. So I think we're probably going to order from there again this Friday, because they do this special on Fridays where you pay the cost of your pizza is the cost of the time you order. So like if I order at 5 o'clock, my pizza is going to cost me $5, which I thought was flipping amazing. So I think we're probably going to get pizza and try their pizza and get some stromboli again, because like I said, that was just freaking amazing. But William's not going to eat stromboli. And I promised him pizza. So things have been better. He's been reaching out and talking with me. And so things have been much better in that department. And I'm really happy that he's making time and coming over so that we can hang out and watch the show. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm really looking forward to that. Next Monday, the 25th, I see the hand specialist to talk about my hand and what, if anything, we can do to, oops, sorry, I hit the camera. What, if anything, can be done about the pain that I'm having? Whether or not something else needs to be fixed. I don't know if there's a procedure or another operation that would possibly help, or if I'm going to need to get some type of injection to help with the pain. If I need a nerve block, I don't know. So we're going to discuss that and figure all that out next Monday when I see the hand specialist. Not really listening to anything, and I don't read. I diamond paint, so nothing in that department. So what's coming up? This Saturday, you will get to finally see the how to mount your diamond painting. My husband and I, Kirk guest stars. We did a video this past Saturday of mounting 2 of my diamond paintings. And that went really, really well. And I'm very excited about that. So we had that we did, and that's coming out. It's already uploaded and everything, but it will go live at 12:01 a.m. on Saturday morning. I have a post review that I have filmed that's actually going to cover 3 different small paintings that I did, 2 partials and 1 snacky. So I'm hoping to have that uploaded for you for Thursday. This video is going to go up for tomorrow, Wednesday. Tomorrow for me, today for you, if you're watching this on Wednesday. And then I have another little small project video that I did that I'm going to put up at some point. It might be next week that I throw that up. We'll see, because I do have something, I think, for every day this week. because Friday will be, I have to film it yet, but I'm not going to film it until Thursday. So hopefully everything will go okay. But I'm going to film my event check-in for my events. I'm hoping that I'll have at least one painting done, but I guess we'll see. Since I'm having to diamond paint left-handed, I don't diamond paint nearly as fast. I have to do a lot more single placing versus multi-placing when I'm using my left. So I might not be able to finish a painting. Definitely not going to be Creekside Magic. I have a lot of that painting yet to do. I'm still not even at the halfway mark. I have to add it up, though. I do believe that I have completed at least a 30 by 40 section. So that I meet the requirements for my event for this month for Mermaids and Magic. And so I'm pretty sure that that's the case, but I do need to double check it. I have 9 sections, 9 release papers worth of Devouring a Good Book. I have, once I finish the section I'm working on right now on the owl, I will have 9 sections. I have 1 more to finish this row, and then I have 2 solid rows, and they're broken down into 4 sections per row. So I'm very close, and this is the last color for this section. So I'm going to finish this when I get off of here with you guys. So yeah, so that is what is looking up. My Patreon has a new poll. I'll be putting it up after I get off of here, where you can help me decide which Sesame Street snacky I'm going to do next. I have Oscar, Big Bird, and Elmo. So I will have pictures of them up for you to vote. And you do not have to be, you have to register with Patreon in order to access my Patreon. But the polls I'm making exclusively, or the poll, hold on. Stop. Let me restart here because I'm not saying the right thing. For those of you who are Patreon members, you will be able to vote on which kit I do next. That is part of one of the perks of belonging to my Patreon. Now, you can sign up for a free membership for Patreon where you are not being charged any money. However, you will not be able to see or vote in everything that I put up. I will occasionally put up stuff that will be for everyone. But like right now, there was a one that was up. I actually need to turn off commenting on it. It was for what kit to do next for Paint Gem. I did that for everybody. So anyone, not just my paid subscribers, could vote for that. That's already been decided. I'm doing the Mandala edition. So this vote, though, on whether or not to do Big Bird, Elmo, or Oscar the Grouch, that will be a poll only for my Patreon subscribers. So they will be the only ones that can vote in that poll as to which one for me to do. That is some of the perks that you get. And that is a perk that is for all of my Patreon levels. So whether you are paying $5, $10, or $20, doesn't matter. That is where you're going to be at. The $5 gives you some behind the scenes content. I have not put up any behind the scenes content yet. but I will be. The $10 tier gives you that. Plus, it also gives you, I will be starting in April. I'm not doing it this month, but starting in April, I will be doing either through Zoom or through Teams. I haven't decided. It might also just be through Facebook Messenger video. I have to see whether or not you can have more than one person in that. So it'll probably be Zoom or Teams. But there will be two, I guess, in person where we're all on video. 2 different days in the month that I will be setting up to do a paint and chat while we diamond paint and we talk in real time. So that will be happening. I went to actually go and post a video that was just going to be for my Patreon, and Patreon's telling me that I don't have access to do that. So I'm not quite sure what is up with that. So I have to dig into that a little more. I don't know if it's that I just don't get that with my subscription level to Patreon, because I have to actually subscribe to Patreon. And then if you are a top tier, that will give you, once I have 5 top tier, so purple dragonfly members, because it's blue, green, purple. I only have 1 currently. Once I get 4 more, then I will be doing a monthly live for my top tier Patreon members. So the top tier is $20 a month. Green butterfly or green dragonfly is $10 a month. And then blue dragonfly is the lowest, which is $5 a month. So that, so I appreciate, I have 5 subscribers, 5 paid subscribers to my Patreon, and I thank you all. I adore each and every one of you. And it is a recurring membership, so it would be $5 a month or $10 a month or $20 a month. So if that is something that you would like to do, to be able to vote in these other kinds of things, get to know me better, for me to be able to get to know you, that's, for me, that is the prime reason for the Zoom chats and paint-alongs and the lives, for me to get to know you guys better. You guys know me, but I don't know you. And I would love to be able to know a little more about you guys. So I hope you would consider signing up. As far as the Buy Me a Coffee, or in my case, Buy Me a Snowball, I appreciate everyone who has donated in the past. I really do appreciate it. I am trying to raise money right now to buy a new recording arm. I need better equipment. When we went to do the mounting video, realized how limited I am in what I can do. Between that and then, you should have seen my setup to do the surprise box. That was completely jerry-rigged, and I kept waiting for it to collapse and fall down at any given moment when I was filming it. So the fact that I made it through was miraculous. But I am looking at trying to get a new recording arm, and it is with tax. There is no shipping because I am buying it from Amazon. But the one that I'm looking at, which would allow me to do a variety of things, so that hopefully it'll be the last purchase I will need to make for that type of equipment. It's close to $100. It's either, I can't remember off the top of my head if it's $89.99 or $99.99. But if anyone would like to help donate to support my channel so that I can get this new recording arm, please go and donate. Buy me a snowball. They're $5 a piece. On my Buy Me a Coffee, or even better, go to my Patreon and sign up for the $5 a month tier. Or you can do both. I would really, really, truly appreciate it. So, yeah. Please spread the word about my channel to people that you might know or talk to in the diamond painting community. I am hoping to hit 500 subscribers by June 1st. I did not look this morning before I filmed this. I did look last night. I was at 339. So I was 161 subscribers away from hitting 500. So any help that you guys could give me to get there, I would truly appreciate it. Please also remember, if you haven't already watched the WOW video, it has all the items that I'm selling and destashing that you can go in and do your claim. Just so everyone is clear how this works, the claiming period will run till midnight on Friday, this upcoming Friday. So you have until this Friday to leave a comment that you are claiming with whatever the keyword is in the video for the item that you are interested in claiming. And if you happen to be the only person that puts claim, which there are a couple of items that only one person so far has claimed, then I will I will on Saturday just go ahead and you know what I need you guys to do? Anyone that has put down claim, I need you to send me an email to my email below so that I have your email address so that I can email you on Saturday and send you your invoice for the item that you have claimed. So please do that. Send me an email so that I can contact you to let you know. If there are more than one person claiming, I'm keeping a spreadsheet that I have that I'm putting you all down. I will do a random wheel name picker, and I will put all your names, whoever is interested in that item, and I will do the random wheel picker. I will video it so that no one can say that I tampered with it in any way, shape, or form. So it will go on a video that I will pop up by itself. But then I can do the random wheel picker, figure out who won, and then I can send you an invoice. If you put your name down to claim more than one thing, I can't send you, even if you are guaranteed one item because you're the only person that claimed it, that's fine. Just know that I'm not going to send you the invoice until I find out if you won anything else so that I can combine your shipping. Okay? And then I will send you an invoice with the total amount due. And as soon as you pay your invoice, then within 24 hours from the time you play, well, if you pay me on Saturday, it'll go out Monday. Okay? But you will have 48 hours to pay me for your items. If you do not pay me within that 48 hours, then I will take your name out and I will draw again, and it will go to whoever the next person is that wins. All right. So please make sure you go and you put your claim down. There are still a lot of the diamond paintings have not been claimed yet. Only 2 of them have a claim on them right now. So I think those are really good prices, especially considering a lot of them are out of stock and a lot of them are archived. Well, quite a few were archived. So anyone who doesn't claim any of them, then I'm going to actually be posting them on the different Facebook D-stash groups to sell the rest of the items. All right. So go and make your claims, and I hope you win something. All right, folks. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. It does help. It makes a very big difference with how my videos end up being put up when people Google or they search in YouTube for stuff. Leave me, if you made it all the way to the end, leave me an emoji of... Leave me either... What do I want to do? Let's leave... We did an owl last time. Let's do either the paint palette or a paintbrush. Since we talked a lot about artists and licensing and stuff. So leave either the paint palette or a paintbrush as your emoji to let me know you made it all the way to the end of the video. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. It is 100% totally free. Then you can hit the bell and be notified of when I put up new videos. Because who knows when I might show my face again. You never know. Hopefully that didn't cause you all to run screaming into the other room. I had a lot of fun doing that video, guys. I really did. I was in a lot of pain when it was done. I pretty much didn't move the rest of the day, but I had a lot of fun filming it. So that was one of the things that I was talking about. That's one of the reasons why I need a new recording arm, because I couldn't sit and you guys be able to see me from where I had, the only place I had to put my arm, because mine is like a tabletop sitter that I got super cheap. And it's literally sitting here right now. And I've got two heavy kits sitting on the legs to keep it from tipping over. Because it just sits and it's very top heavy when I add my phone. So I would appreciate any donations that could be made. Please go and subscribe to my Patreon. I would love to have more of you to get to know and be able to communicate with. And my email is down below. Please send me your email address if you have put down claim so that I have it for when it comes time to letting you know if you won. All right, guys. Wish me luck that I'm going to get either this one or my Randall Spangler done this week. And I will see you very, very soon. Take care, everybody. I love y'all. Bye.